I think it's absolutely essential for orchestras to play contemporary music. We have to be a living form. The music of Beethoven and Brahms is very important, but if it's only that, it will soon lose interest. It has to reflect our times.
Seiji Ozawa, is that right?
In the 1960s, orchestral music in America discovered a fresh new face.
Do you perform that thing you do by yourself?
You mean as a performance, is he alone in the
Yes,
the
is it a one-man act, that you do?
No.
Are you a conductor?
Yes.
By the time Ozawa became music director of the San Francisco Symphony in 1970, he was the perfect fit for a city at the forefront of cultural transformation. Everything cried now.
The whole city was just up in arms about it. It was wonderful. Golden Gate Park had a big floral display, and now Ozawa. He made a new vigor for the orchestra, he really did.
Ozawa not only ushered in a new decade, but a new era for the symphony, and the momentum for doing things differently continued in the late 70s with another young successor, Dutch conductor Edo de Waart.
Edo de Waart came to me one day and said he had met this terrific young composer who was teaching at the conservatory.
His name is John Adams. I said, okay. Very shortly thereafter, John came to see me, and he walked in, and we hit it off like, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Edo had heard a couple of his pieces. He thought he was enormously talented, was having a hard time financially, and what could we do for him? And I said, well, how good is he? And Edo said, I think the guy's really a genius. So I said, well, let's put him on the payroll.
John Adams was one of the first composers in residence with any major orchestra in the United States. His close collaboration with Edo de Waart would take the symphony in important new directions, including the premieres of Adams' Harmonium and Harmonie Lehre.
Having the San Francisco Symphony premiere a piece and having it be basically very well received, and then a couple of years later, a very beautiful recording made of it, definitely changed my status as a composer.
So I said, John, let's look at setting up a series. And then he came up with the name New and Unusual Music, which completely captured what we were doing.
They were interesting and challenging programs that mixed real cutting-edge avant-garde music with 20th century classics.
New and Unusual Music would continue under Herbert Blomstedt and Adams' successor, Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Charles Wuorinen. With the arrival of Michael Tilson Thomas in 1995, the symphony's reputation for adventurous programming would continue to grow.
When you get Michael Tilson Thomas, you get the whole package. It's not the predictable overture, concerto, symphony type of approach to music making.
The symphony's first American music director in 80 years, MTT would bring American music to the fore.
As William Billings, the great Yankee tunesmith composer of 1776 in that period, said, Mr. Handel's music's very lovely, but here in our country there's certain music which is really relevant to us. And I wanted to make that statement that we were coming back to a place where there would be a recognition of the centrality of American music as part of the way we as a culture accept the art.